Like, it doesn't even matter that I am 36 and I have 2 kids. It doesn't matter that I have a 2-year-old, because my goal is to get the bag. Like, I really don't care. I just want to day trade, travel the world, be on beaches and boats with the help, okay?
Fellas, we're going to have a serious conversation right now, okay? You need to avoid modern women. You need to stay the hell away from these boss chicks, these level ups. You cannot marry them. You cannot reproduce with them. You cannot date them. All right? She calls watching her own kids being a nanny. Like, what? Wants to leave her husband because he does not want to pay all the bills, which means that at one point he was paying all the bills. A 2-year-old that she was talking about, she needs a father. She's destroying the home, the family unit. Like, being raised with your father don't mean shit. Has no value to her whatsoever. She's got no sense of duty to that family, no sense of honor. Everything she's doing for them is a favor. It's a favor, and she expects to be paid back for it. She's got no respect for that. It's all about her. Women file for divorce 80% of the time. 80% of the time that there's a divorce, it's a woman that's filing. And the number one reason is finance. It's not cheating or beating. It's that they want to leave. And then they will drag you. They will make you look worse than you are, so that they don't have to take accountability for the fact that they left you because they want to jump up and down on strange dick and chase money. They want to chase you cannot deal with these women at all. The chase the bag chicks, the level ups, the modern women, they will eventually destroy whatever life you are building with them, right? And then here's this woman. She's 36 years old, overweight, fake hair, fake nails, fake eyelashes. This is the uniform. They dress like drag queens. When you see the women that I call them Khaleesi's, the dragon queens. When you see these women that have on this uniform, you can't even have sex with them. You cannot date them. You cannot marry them. Nothing. Zero accountability from the women in the comment section too. If y'all scroll through the comment section, it's filled with women cheering her on. Kevin says that these women need to be left to die alone. They need to be left to die alone. You can't, no sex, no rings, no dates. When you deal with these women who are divorcees even, or women who are baby mamas, you need to figure out how the fuck they got there, right? Career women, modern women, boss chicks, divas, queens, high body count chicks, baby mamas, all of them. You leave them the fuck alone, guys. You can't deal with them. Traditional women only. Everybody else needs to be left alone. She'll still weaponize those kids through the family court system. Overnights equal custody, and custody equals child support. And she only gives a shit about money. She's very clear about that. So she don't give a shit if those kids ever see their father. She doesn't care if they're raised by their father. She's going to do whatever she needs to do to maximize how much money she can get out of them, because it's all about her. She couldn't care less about family. She thinks mothering her family is a favor to them. You can hear that and see it in what she says. And you know that she grew up with no dad in her life. So fellas, when you meet these women who were raised without fathers, you need to understand most of them are not normal. They don't have morals. They don't have any values. They don't have any character at all. They were raised in a situation where they didn't get the basic software that they needed to be able to participate in a normal life. The average woman that's going to hurt, they ain't got no morals. They ain't got no values. They ain't got no character. They're self-seeking, selfish, self-serving, right? That's just the average woman, and you can see it in her comment section. You can see it online. These women, a lot of them, it goes right over their head when they sit up and talk about all the shit they want out of a man, what they bring to the table, and what type of shit that they're not going to deal with. And that's fine. We don't need to change their mind. You need to avoid them. We cannot do anything about these women. You have to stay the fuck away from them. So I'm going to end on this note, okay? These women are the mothers of chaos, right? Before Adam was married in the garden to Eve, before Eve was created, there was a woman that was made for him named Lilith, same as him, constructed out of sand to be his equal, his partner. And Adam couldn't get along with this woman at all. She was unruly. And Lilith, she left the garden. She was kicked out of the garden. And while she was outside of the garden, she mated with all the things that were outside of the garden, which were mostly other fallen angels, demons, things of this nature. And she reproduced all of the stuff that we hear the mythologies about, you know, from vampires and werewolves and all that crazy stuff. It's a very interesting story that you guys should read because it's an allegory. It talks about what happens when women don't want to participate in society and they just want to have sex with the lowest value entities that they can get themselves in touch with, and they go ahead and they have children with them. And what do these beings do? They're known for killing and murder and chaos and hatred and destruction, right? For the sake of destruction. That's what happens when you have these women who are having children outside of wedlock. That's who they are. We call them Jezebels, but they're Lilith. These 50-50 boss chicks, level ups, all of these women, they are Lilith. And then you have Eve, who was born to be submissive to Adam, right? She was made for Adam as a helpmeet. And what happened when Adam pandered and simped for Eve? When he followed her lead and said, hey, yeah, you know what? I'll do that if it'll make you happy. I'll do that. I'm curious too. I'll do that. I'm not going to follow the lead that is in my nature to follow God. I am instead going to follow you. What happened then? What happened? Sons killing sons, brothers killing brothers, Cain and Abel, kicked out of the garden, loss of immortality, death, out in the world, struggling. There's a divine order, a way that we were made to get along. It goes God, man, woman, child. Anything other than that is chaos. It's chaos. It's Lilith or it's Eve. You don't deal with these women. You have to stay away. All right? This is a serious message between me and the men. You have to stay away from these women. You cannot deal with them. Their nature, a woman's nature, is chaos. And that's fine if it's underneath the in accordance and in cooperation with male leadership. But when left to their own devices, they reproduce all the things in the world that we hate. 88% of 100 black men in jail were raised by their mothers, Lilith. That's where they came from. That's where they came from. That's why they're there. We have been locking up fatherless children since the beginning of time. Our society has been degraded consistently by fatherless children since the beginning of time, right? And I know that the women want to bring up, oh, what about the men who cheat? What about the men who beat? What about the men who do this? What about the men who do that? Let me tell you something. Nothing is 100%. But you're going to have the least amount of bullshit in your society when you have women who have character, who marry men of character and submit, and they plan and they make a family together and they do their very grade A best to stick together. And leaving because of money, leaving because like this brother might be depressed. But the second reason that women leave is mental health. They leave because of the man's mental health. He needs help, and they ain't willing to do that. If he can't pay the cost to be the boss, if he shows a moment of weakness, these women leave. You need to stay the fuck away from modern women. I can't be any more clear. That's my message.
Like, it doesn't even matter that I am 36 and I have 2 kids. It doesn't matter that I have a 2-year-old because my goal is to get the bag. Like, I really don't care. I just want to day trade, travel the world, be on beaches and boats with the help, okay?